Hi, my name is Elizabeth DK, and I just want to thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be able to answer these two questions that was emailed to me. And I'm going to start off with number one question, which says, when you think about your typical day as a coach, what kinds of what kinds of tasks would you be doing? And for this question, I put it in four categories or four components. Number one, I said number one is working with teachers. Number two, coaching conversation. Number three, collaboration with professional learning teams. Number four, demonstration lesson. Then I'm going to start off explaining number one component, which says working with teachers. Teachers need to see themselves as learners, eager and capable of improving their practice when giving support. They have to be listening for the overall tone of how challenges are approached, dominant messages that the staff feels that the problems are within their sphere of influence, that they have the power to improve the problems. Then number two components, collaboration with professional learning teams. Coaching usually work with teachers, individually as well as with teams of teachers. Teachers need to be interested in and willing to work together. Their doors need to be wide open. Coaching can be effective in isolation. It must be nestled within other learning structures such as inquiry teams or professional learning communities that are guided. Number three components, demonstration learning. Demonstration lesson. In demonstration lesson, you have lesson plan, sample lesson plans. As a coach, I'm going to give out to the teachers sample lesson plans that has standards and benchmarks which they can follow. A lesson plan, any lesson plan at all, is a lesson plan is the instructor's roadmap of what students need to learn and how it will be done effectively during class time. Before you plan your lesson, you will first need to identify the learning objectives for the class meeting. Then you can design appropriate lesson activities to obtain feedback on students' learning. That's what the teacher ought to do. You have to design appropriate lesson activities to obtain feedback on students' learning. And the next one is a successful lesson plan addresses and integrates these key components, and they are objectives for students' learning, teaching and learning activities, strategies to check students' understanding. So every teacher ought to have a strategy whereby they check students' understanding. So the last question, which I'm going to answer right now, the last question which says, what are the qualities of an effective coaching conversation? And for this question, I have it in 6 components. Number one, coach listens before speaking, not speaking before listening. You have to listen before speaking. Conversation starts when conversation between the teacher and the coach starts where teacher is, not where coach wants teacher to be. I say it again. Conversation starts where teacher is, not where coach wants teachers to be. Questions are open and honest. That is, coach does not know the answers. You can't say, I know the answers. And coach does not know the answers and wants to hear teachers' answers. You want to hear the teachers' answers first. So number 5, problem finding and problem solving. The coach ought to have a problem finding technique and a problem solving technique at the same time. Number 6, the data are used to support claims. So you have to work on your data. You have to work on your data. And the data that you work on or you get are used to support claims. Understanding problems, challenges, plan instructional strategies, and determine effectiveness of changes made. So as a coach, the data that you collect, you use them to support your claims. Use them also for understanding problems, and you use it also for challenges, to plan instructional strategies for the teachers, and to determine effectiveness of changes made. Coach and teachers have adequate time to meet. So as a coach, you have to have an adequate time to meet with the teachers. Thank you so much. I hope I answered all your questions. Thank you. Bye-bye.